Good morning. We're out here in Loudoun County doing a safe, adequate, and proper inspection on an existing septic system. We do an SAP to make sure that all of the components of the drain field, including the drain field, are functioning in a safe, adequate, and proper manner. For instance, this house right here, they're completely gutting the house. They're tearing down everything except for the walls, and they're gonna be building an addition onto it. All right, so in order to do that, the county requires a safe, adequate, and proper inspection, and that's why we're here this morning. The system's from the 80s, so there's a good possibility we knew before we even got here that we were gonna run into a couple problems. And there were health department records, but they weren't the most thorough records. So we brought our camera, our locator with us this morning, which is a great tool that we have that we use to locate these components when we don't have an existing as-built. So we're standing here at the septic tank. First thing we did when we got here was uncover the septic tank, all right? You can see it has a 3-inch outlet T on it, okay? Now on current systems, you're gonna have a 4-inch outlet T. Since we have it open, let's go ahead and check the sludge levels in it using our sludge judge. Typically what we're looking for is anything less than 1 foot. Anything less than 1 foot of solids in the bottom, you're probably good for another year, okay? Depending on the amount of people in the house. Top layer looks good. There's not a heavy layer of fat, oil, and grease on top, so that's good, but I can already feel some sludge down here in the bottom. Okay, remember that 1 foot mark I was telling you about? You can see this system is right at 1 foot. There's 1 foot. There's 2 feet, there's 3 feet, and here's approximately 4 feet. So we're gonna go ahead and recommend a pump out to this client. Here, one of the first things we always wanna look at is we wanna examine the water level inside the tank. The water level should always be at the same level as the outlet T. You can see right there, it's not low. If it was any lower than that, then maybe the tank has a crack in it. Maybe it could be some of the porging that's gone bad. But right now, the level inside this tank looks good. From the septic tank, there's always a conveyance line that leads you to your distribution box. It's an easy way to locate a distribution box with the camera, okay? So we set the camera down the line about, I don't know, 70 or 80 feet down slope. We were able to find a distribution box. Let's walk down here and take a look at it. This is an 8-port distribution box, but there's only 4 active lines, okay? Remember up top, I was telling you about the conveyance line coming from the septic tank? Right here is the conveyance line. So this is where all your effluent travels down from your septic tank through this conveyance line and into these 4 lines. You can see that this is a Schedule 30 PVC header lines coming out of this box with the green dowel flows. So this box is actually in pretty good shape. Box looks pretty good. However, we dosed this system and we noticed that some of the lines, 3 out of the 4 lines, were not taking water. And then we also noticed that at the very bottom of this drain field, there is water coming to the surface. So immediately we knew we had a problem. What we did was we took our camera into the line that was taking water into the 4th line. This is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. We put it into the 4th line. We were able to camera all the way through the Schedule 30 PVC header line and into the drain field trench about 30 or 40 feet. Let's walk down here and take a look at it. This is a good example of why we do not want trees within 10 feet of our drain field. This is what can happen. All right, so we have effluent coming to the surface out of the 4th line, quite possibly due to root intrusion. So remember we talked about 3 out of the 4 lines were not taking effluent, and the bottom line, the 4th line, is blowing effluent all over the ground. So right now we know this drain field is not functioning in a safe, adequate, or proper manner. What has to happen if it's not operating in a safe, adequate, and proper manner? A new drain field needs to be found, okay? At this point, I don't think there's any repairs that can be done to this drain field. At this time, we would probably go ahead and get a hold of our sister company, Soils Inc., and we'd have them come out here and do a complete soil test to find a soil study, to find a new drain field for this place.